Libra, this is your love tarot reading for Valentine's. Now, it's not time bound, but I only do these once a year. So it's fair to assume that it's for a reasonably long time, maybe for a year. As you might expect from me, there have been a lot of twists in these love readings, and yours is no different. I need to emphasise that I'm only talking about energies impacting upon you. This is not fortune telling. So what I'm talking about is energies that you can extenuate and other energies you can try and nullify. I can see that it's a mixture of positive and negative energies, which would probably result in a mixture of high and low vibrations for you. Turning to the central card, the High Priestess, somebody who's very in control of the sort of subconscious side of things, and that runs throughout the entire reading. So you've certainly mastered some things very well. Go to the recent past, and there were many opportunities. Maybe because we're talking of love, these were opportunities in love, but not all were as they might seem. Your current energy is that of the King of Pentacles. I'd normally say that's somebody who's good with money, or at least thinks they're good with money. I suspect what we should see this as being, because money and love have similar energies, you fancy yourself as a bit of a sophisticated lover, I think. In the future, we have the energy of you having your ducks in a row, knowing what you want, and how to get there. The energy that leads to the outcome is, I think you do find love. I think you find a wonderful love and families. And that leads to the outcome. What would change the outcome is an important decision for you to make. An important decision. I think it is to do with love. I think it's to do with this wonderful love that you found. And if you remember, I said that in the past you had many opportunities in love and not all were what they seemed. Well, the outcome from that family card, from that happiness, is an ending, a bitter ending, and being stabbed in the back. So it's as though maybe you've chosen the wrong partner. I might add that a recurrent theme for Valentine's is our attitudes towards love. And if you remember, I said I think you fancied yourself as a sophisticated lover. Maybe your view of love is where this all stems from. I know you'll be blaming, the other person, but if you see love as being about ownership and control, then so often these readings are saying you've got it wrong. This looks very interesting, so please stay with me. Now, the energy that runs through this is that of the High Priestess. Command of the subconscious mind, understanding of the subconscious mind, maybe even sacred knowledge. Now, given how this all turns out, there's two ways we could see it. Is it that you're going to go through some events which are going to lead you having this greater command? Or is it that as a result of this command, this sort of sacred knowledge, you're a little bit manipulative in your relationships in terms of love? It could be either. I've assumed that it is that you don't see these things coming because of your hubris. But I wonder if it is simply that it's to do with your attitudes towards love, that you think you can manipulate others in love. I'm not sure yet. And in the past, you were offered many opportunities. We have to assume that this is to do with love. Many offers of love, I think. But not all were what they seemed. Is this incongruous with you having command of the subconscious? Just maybe yeah, I think this is the most likely. You met your match in terms of the understanding of the subconscious mind. Are we talking of a narcissist or a psychopath that you meet? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I think you're taken in. I think you feel that you can out-manipulate this person. And do you know, I was in a narcissistic relationship for 20 odd years, and we all think that we can deal with it, we can outsmart them. But what we don't realise is that they have no scruples whatsoever. This is their life. So whilst we might be playing on psychology to create something better from them, it can't be done. It can't be done. I wonder if that's it, because certainly it does feel like you pick a poison chalice. Now, I keep talking about your hubris, and I think you do have this hubris. You're not aware of your own weaknesses. We have the King of Pentacles, somebody that's good with money, and maybe you are good with money. You know, maybe you are wealthy, and that's what attracts this poison chalice to you. But I think it's more to do with your confidence in love, feeling that you can get what you want, feeling that you're sophisticated, but maybe you're also a little bit manipulative. And I think your very manipulation attracts somebody that's even more manipulative. You remember me saying with the High Priestess that I didn't know if it was that you had absolute control of the subconscious or that you learned it. Well, you know, I'm coming down more on that it's between the two here. That you are quite sophisticated in terms of sort of sacred knowledge, in terms of the subconscious, whatever way you want to see it. But I think this reading is saying that you're going to be taught a lesson in this art. And so in the future, you become much clearer about what you're looking for in love. A much greater sense of direction and a great pace to do something about it. And now, you certainly convince yourself you found the perfect love. I think the person you found is a narcissist because I suspect we're talking of the love bombing stage, when it seems fantastic. If we're only talking of a year, you know, maybe it's too early, unless they come with a ready-made family. But, you know, it feels like happy families here. It feels perfect, but is this simply love bombing? I really do think it could be. The other thing about this rendering is you can see that person in the background, in the foreground. She's got the tarot in her hands. Is this somebody who can see through all this? who's jealous? Or is this really this warning to you that you think you can see through these things? You think I don't think you're deliberately manipulative. I think you just are a little bit manipulative because you do have a command of what others are thinking. But this person plays this game all the time. Certainly right now it feels wonderful. Now, you are going to be offered an opportunity to change all this. You're going to be offered, I think you're going to be offered an insight into what's going on. And you have a very difficult decision to make. Do you walk away from what seems like a perfect relationship or not? But there will be a sign for you. I remember when I first started going out with this narcissist, in the love bombing stage. Now she told me, and I'm pretty certain she's right, that her past husband, we never married incidentally, but her husband had been an alcoholic. And so she had an aversion towards alcohol. Drunk herself, don't get me wrong. But one of the first times we went out, and it was with members of her family, I got drunk. I don't think maybe I do still do it, but you know when you have a drink and then you're walking with others and you can't keep up with them because you've had a few too many drinks, and it was that. And she looked at me and I could see absolute evil in her eyes. And many people do see this, have this experience with narcissists. I mean, I could see absolute hatred and evil in her eyes. And you will get a sign like this, and it will throw you. But that's your warning from the universe to walk away. So do try and take it, Libra. Because although I think you're full of hubris, and maybe a little manipulative and controlling, I don't think you anything like this person that you've found. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, why on earth is Java being so pessimistic? Well, it's this ending. So as a result of this seemingly perfect romance, you get stabbed in the back. Stabbed in the back and lose an awful lot, you know. I mean, supposing you do marry the wrong person and you are wealthy, then maybe you could lose a lot of money. Maybe you're in business and they could destroy your business. It's something as dramatic as that. It's a terrible stab in the back. It's a terrible thing, and all you can do is rebuild your life after it. You know, I can't tell you the extent of it because it isn't mentioned here, and you do pick yourself up because you find a sense of direction. But it is a dreadful shock to you. So when you get that opportunity, if you remember that opportunity whereby you have a choice to make, do take the right choice, Libra. Libra, your love reading is something of a cautionary tale. I think, like so many signs, your view of love is a wrong view of love. It's a materialistic view of love, one of ownership and control, not pure love for the sake of love. But you know, you will not be alone in that. And I think you see yourself as something of a sophisticated lover, but that's based on your ability to use what you see as psychology to get people to do what you want. And you can tap into other people's thoughts and use that. But you meet your match. You meet your match. I'm pretty certain we're talking of a narcissist that you meet, and they love bomb you. They love bomb you, and you feel that it's absolutely perfect. And, you know, even if there are some signs that there's something wrong here, you're so confident in your ability to read situations that you feel that you can cope with it. And you can't, because they've been sent to destroy you. And destroy you they will. I don't know if they brought a family with them, if you already had a family, or you're just simply planning a family. But, you know, they will bring about an end to that. If you're in business, they might bring about an end to your business. You may lose your job. You may lose a lot of money. You know, if you married them, maybe the divorce settlement, you know, comes close to wiping you out. Now, what I want to say to you is you will learn from this. You will. And you'll find a great sense of direction. But whether or not you learn to change your attitudes to love, I'm not sure. Because I'm certain you will be completely blaming them without realising the critical mistakes you made yourself. And you did make a mistake, because there was an opportunity to walk away from this. There was a time when you were having your doubts. And instead of listening to your heart, you listened to your head, and you were saying, no, I can deal with this, they're fine, when you should have walked away from it. So it is your own ego, your own hubris that's got you into this. However much you want to blame them, you know, around 20% of the population are narcissists or psychopaths. So we all come across them every day, you know. So it's about learning how to deal with situations like this. And this is going to be a hard lesson for you unless you take that opportunity to walk away much earlier.